may be recorded on the official, or the video may be up on the official County of Wheatland website. The addition.
I'll move the agenda as presented.
Member Wilson moves the agenda as presented. Do we have everybody in favor of that? Perfect. Wow. We should never have these on Mondays.
It is a very Monday.
Adoption of the minutes. We have the minutes were included in our package. Any corrections?
Also moved.
We have a motion on the floor to adopt the minutes by Member Bigger. By a vote by a member of, we'll adopt the minutes. Wow. Are edibles available yet? Okay. We were now into development permit applications. The first one is DP 2019-160. Please take it away.
I'm so glad we nominated you for
So this development permit is located in the northeast 102426, 2.5 miles northwest of Cheadle. It's a 3.36 acre industrial general parcel. So the applicant last year in April was granted a permit for a clay storage facility on the same site, which has not been constructed yet, although some earthworks have begun. They want to add a hydrovac waste transfer pad to the parcel. And this is going to be used to receive smaller volumes of non-impacted hydrovac tailings. Then they'll separate the water from each load independently. The tailings will be put onto a solids containment pad, and the water will be put into a liquids containment pond with evaporation capabilities. The stored solid material will be reloaded onto trucks and transported to landfills to be used for daily cover. And there are further details in the report which you can read if you so choose. This facility and the clay storage facility are both regulated by Alberta Environment Parks and have the appropriate approvals in place. AEP considers this facility a non-hazardous waste storage site which meets the 300-meter setback from the nearest residence. Future proposals for residences within the setback zone would require the county to apply to the Deputy Minister of Environment for a variance to the 300-meter setback prior to approving the application. So we did our policy legislation review, which you can read. With the, I'll just point out that the subdivision and development regulation does in clause D stipulate the working area of a storage site is situated 300 meters from the property line, which we have been advised actually is measured from the residence. So as you can see, industrial medium is what we have placed this under, the definition of industrial medium, and that is a discretionary use in the IG district. We did circulate to Alberta Transportation. They had provided a response for the previous clay storage facility. They had no requirements or concerns. Alberta Environment and Parks, we did speak to the engineer on the phone who approved the project, and he provided information regarding where setbacks were measured from and confirmed that the project seemed well suited to the location and the type of materials would not be considered hazardous. SEMA has done an extensive review of the drainage plan and now have approved all the submissions. Our planners were just concerned with that the setbacks were measured from the dwelling and not the property line, and we confirmed that. Our environmental coordinator, she said that we have no agricultural or environmental concerns since the development appears to accept only clean tailings from low-risk hydrovac operations, has appropriate notification with AEP, is working on a drainage plan with SEMA, and is going in the industrial area. She also mentioned that this type of development is necessary for the environmentally responsible disposal of soil slurries, so she had no concerns. Staff are providing the 3 options for Municipal Planning Commission to consider, and we are recommending that MPC choose option 1 to approve DP 2019-160 for industrial medium with conditions as noted. And I will just point out a few conditions that this landscaping condition number 7 is a carryover from the clay storage facility. So they were required to do landscaping, which they haven't completed. So we are carrying that one over. And also number 8 for the offsite levies, they have a payment plan in place for the offsite levies as per their previous approval. So that one is currently in the works as well. So there's the location, north of Cheadle. That is what the site will look like with the clay storage, soil drying pad, and the vac truck unloading area, concrete pad, evaporation pond. There's a berm separation between the two. Here's our setbacks from the subdivision and development regulation, 300 meters there. Outside, the residence is outside of that. That's the site from the 2018 photo. Outside or inside the CMRB area and the West Highway 1 area structure plan. So it's in that. There's our circulation area. The 3 yellow stars are land owned by the one resident who did submit a response, and she has some concerns. And there is her response. I wasn't able to contact her because she did not provide any contact information. However, the applicant who is here says he knows her and is going to speak with her. I don't know if the applicant wants to speak any more to that.
Could we have it?
At the mic.
Yeah. If you don't
Yes,
mind
can
just
you
coming
please
to the
come
mic,
up to
it
the
just
mic?
helps.
I'll need something to stand on.
We can move this.
Thank you. Good morning.
If you can
Just,
just introduce yourself for the record.
my
as
name is
well.
Neil Allen, and I guess we're the ones looking to put this facility together. What I can say from this letter, which I just got last week, I'm speaking off the record, but we do business with her grandson. And we've actually done business with her herself, and I don't believe she knew what she was saying when she sent this letter away. I've since spoke with the grandson who's in Manitoba, and he will have a chat with his grandma because she's under the understanding that it's actually a garbage dump and not what we've actually been talking about for the last 3 years with her. So she's aware of what it is we're looking to do, and that this doesn't reflect it. So I would suggest the letter she got, she didn't know what it was pertaining to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's everything I have on the application. Thank you.
Yes, Matt.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, just for the purposes of the minutes, can I just get a confirmation that the committee was all in favor of letting the applicant speak?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Once again, my bad. Yeah. Okay,
Thomas?
completed. So
Chair.
we have a motion before us.
Chair, we do not have a motion in front of us.
Sorry, commission's wishes.
I'll move the recommendation that we choose option 1 to approve DP 2019-160 for industrial medium within the conditions noted in Appendix A of the DP report.
Questions?
Was there any restrictions on size, height, or anything?
Once again, before we get into this is an industrial park. We have planned for this. If we can't follow through with these, why are we in industrial park? So, while I understand Member Bigger's concerns, this is an industrial park.
So maybe just to clear the air, or to administration, everything that comes through here will have a bill of lading, will be mandated. AEP tracks everything that goes through this. And everything that is coming through is low risk, clean fill from low risk areas. And that is all tracked by AEP.
So to the chair, as the development officer mentioned, they had during circulation and during this application process spoke to licensing with regards to both the fit, the operation, the characteristics of the operation, and as well we circulated to AEP and our environmental division as well, and they all spoke of the same items. So in essence, AEP in the licensing there mentioned that the project is well suited to the location and the materials are not hazardous, so that's a confirmation. And I do believe it was early to late November when that was mentioned, exactly. As well, during circulation, our environmental division and AEP mentioned that the materials that are coming are not hazardous as well.
Thank you very much. We have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Passed. Thank
Just
you.
one comment. I really appreciated the definitions. That was really helpful. So thank you for doing that.
We will move on to DP 2019-173. Thank you.
So this application is in the northeast 22, 25, 25, approximately 5 miles north of Strathmore on a 12.78 ag general parcel, 12.78 acres. So we have been in discussions with the applicant over the last year, 2019, and initially they were wanting to do some on-site accommodations for their foreign workers who, and they wanted to use a camp shack. And we kind of discussed it, and we couldn't figure out how that would meet our land use bylaw requirements. And then it kind of sat idle for a while until they came back in August, and they wanted to, they decided to construct an addition onto the existing residence, and they thought it would be like a secondary suite. We had discussed a secondary suite and all those requirements, but then when the application came in, we saw that it was actually this camp shack that was attached to the existing residence, and that didn't meet our definition of a secondary suite because it didn't have anything but bedrooms and bathrooms. So we did meet with them and talked about the options. We thought maybe they needed to go to a direct control district because it was kind of unique what they wanted to do, but they were not in favor of that option. So at the end of the meeting, they kind of had said, you know what, we're going to build a new residence as the primary, and as a condition, then a dwelling accessory for the existing would go forward. So they said that they were going to, it would be a new build with several bedrooms. And when we did go through the whole process of the dwelling primary, we brought the dwelling accessory to MPC. But then when we got to building permit stage, again, the addition of the camp shack was added on to the dwelling primary, which then kind of convoluted, didn't match with really any of our definitions. We weren't sure which way to go with it because safety codes considers that bit of the camp shack to be a manufactured dwelling, but the rest of it isn't a manufactured dwelling. So in the end, we thought, okay, then this addition with the manufactured dwelling portion would have to then be the dwelling accessory. However, it doesn't meet the size requirements, so a variance is required. So that is why we are here again with the same parcel but different application. So it's a discretionary use. I did include all the definitions with kind of how it doesn't really fit any of them. So we were a little bit perplexed. The variance is greater than 10%. So the variance is because there's that 80% size ratio where the dwelling accessory is not supposed to be greater than 80% of the size of the dwelling primary. But in this case, they're going to be reversed. So the dwelling accessory is going to be larger. We did circulations previous to CN, WID, Alberta Transportation. We did an internal circulation to Park Enterprises, our safety codes provider, who said part of the structure would be considered a dwelling manufactured, but in order to add the addition, they will need an engineer to do a structural design for the combined structure, and any other certifications would no longer be valid. We didn't receive any comments from neighbors. So staff are proposing the standard 3 options, and we are recommending approval. We do think that the intent of the size ratio is to ensure one dwelling is smaller than the other. This intent will still be met. We are asking for a $5,000 deposit till all the exterior finishes are complete. We are asking qualified structural engineer to provide a structural design for the dwelling as well. Here's our location, north of Strathmore on the 817. This is the location of the buildings proposed. And we're outside of the CMRB, we're outside of ASPs, circulated to this area with no responses. So that's the existing residence, which will not change. This is the trailer structure, which will form part of the proposed dwelling. So there's all 4 sides. We ask for all 4 sides when it's a used dwelling, and we do usually ask for a photo of it, but they didn't have one. So I did ask for an illustration if they could provide something that would show what it would look like in the end, but this was what we were submitted. So an example of something that it would resemble. And that was the floor plan that was provided with their building permit. So they're going to have to do more than that. They're going to have to do a structural design. That's everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. MPC's wishes.
I just have a question,
Okay,
but I can wait till there's a motion on the floor.
No, go ahead.
go ahead, ask your question.
Just to clarify, so the exterior of the trailer with the addition will all be consistent, like sided, like the illustration?
Correct. That's what we'll ask for, and we won't return the $5,000 deposit until it's done to our satisfaction.
Perfect.
MPC's wishes?
Just a question. I know there's, you only have the DP for how long till you have to renew it if there's no work done?
So a development permit, they have to commence construction within 1 year and complete within 2 years.
Would we like to do something on this one?
I will move that MPC approve development permit 2019-173 for a dwelling accessory with a variance with conditions noted in Appendix A of the development permit report.
We have a motion before MPC.
Just a
Have any questions?
question to staff. This type of building will be used for some sort of business. We will see that DP and then we can look at the traffic impacts. Because if we have what looks to be a hunting cabin of some sort, or something like that.
I think it said it was for a
It's a
bee farm.
beekeeping operation.
Beekeeping.
Yeah, we considered that an agricultural operation, so we didn't ask for any permit for that.
Either they're really smart or it's a beekeeping operation.
It does say within the report it was beekeeping.
We have a motion before us. All in favor? Passed. Any other
Nope.
questions need to be brought up for MPC? Seeing none, I ask for
I'll move to
motion
adjourn.
on adjournment. Member Wilson
Has moved, yes.
has moved for adjournment. All in favor? We are adjourned.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
My family's like, when will you be done today? I'm like,
Yep.